Samuel Umtiti could be missing out between 4 to 5 months due to injury, and that is why in this video we are gonna cover 3 different ways Barcelona can fix this problem and sign players in the winter transfer window. If by any means you're interested in cheap, reliable footballing kits, be sure to check out Antigua. Links are going to be in the description down below. They provide worldwide coverage, which is one of the best things I can recommend about them, as well as secure payment options to ensure you get the best service possible. You get the deal, you know the drill, but now let's get right into it. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And before starting off with everything, I just gotta share with you, I had this weird dream today that Barcelona got to the final of the Champions League. Okay, I'm actually not kidding. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, and Barcelona were in the final of the Champions League. And guess who were we playing? We were playing against Schalke. Schalke reached the final of the Champions League in my dream. That's what happened. But now let's talk about something that actually matters, and that's Samuel Umtiti's injury. So as we know, he got some overcharge on his knee. He got dropped due to several knock-ons that he got throughout, 1 to 2 months now. And then Barcelona rushed him back against Atletico Madrid. And instead of saying that they messed up, they went on ahead that he got a knock-on on the post-match training of the game. That is absolutely absurd. Like, they messed up. They rushed him back into the playing field, and now, well, he has that injury. And now Barcelona are weighing 2 different options. Do they either go with a surgery or do they go with a treatment? The treatment is gonna be carry on in Qatar, in Doha, the capital. And if Umtiti goes there, which I think he's actually already is going there, he'll get the treatment done and then come back and then be just 1 or 2, 3 weeks out of game time, and he'll be able to come back sooner rather than later and just continue with Barcelona. That could be an option, but the thing is that what happens if he gets a knock-on again? What happens if he gets injured again? That's something that could realistically happen because the treatment doesn't really fix the problem. The only way to fix it is actually with the surgery, and I know surgeries are scary because not only if you're gonna be out for 4 to 5 months, but also something similar to what Falcao happened could also be replicated in this scenario. Like, for instance, for me, Falcao was one of the best strikers before he had that horrible injury in 2014. Then he got that surgery, and then he was at no level of what he was before. You all know Falcao, Manchester United. Do you remember him? Do you remember Falcao at Chelsea? No, you don't remember him at all because he was absolute trash. So I don't want that to happen to Umtiti, obviously, because he's our best center back and probably our best defender. So I don't want that to be replicated in this scenario. So I already know that Umtiti will not choose a surgery, but what I would recommend for Barcelona is that if the treatment doesn't work, if he comes back and then gets another injury, just do the surgery. Like, that's the best way we can get it fixed to have a long-term future at Barcelona instead of just thinking in the short term. Because at the end, what could happen is that we're just gonna have a player that it's really good, like Bale, for instance, Gareth Bale. It's really good, but then he gets injured like all the time, and I don't want that to happen, especially with our players, you know. So that's what I recommend. So that's part A of the video. Now part B is gonna focus on what can Barcelona do outside Umtiti, you know, to try and minimize the, let's call it the margin for error. So Barcelona is trying to look for other replacements to get back into the winter transfer window that could replace obviously Umtiti, and right now there are 3 main options. The first one is De Ligt, and De Ligt, we already know that is one of the best players in the world. I'm in love with the guy. Like, trust me, I will just kneel down, give him a wedding ring, and just be like, can you be my Barcelona defender for life? And he'll have to say yes. That's exactly what I want to do. I will be traveling to Amsterdam, guys, and I'll promise you, I'll go to De Ligt's house and be like, De Ligt, please come to Barcelona. I'll try my best to convince him. And so yeah, De Ligt, the problem with De Ligt is he's just really expensive. We don't know how much Ajax actually really wants because we've always talking about De Ligt and De Jong like in a combined deal, and right now Barcelona, I don't think he's gonna be able to shift away 2 players from Ajax at this current moment, and even De Ligt at the winter transfer window is gonna be very, very hard, especially taking into account that Ajax have qualified to the knockout stages for over 15 years or something similar to that. They are not gonna let go of their best player, and we really need to offer a lot of money if we want that to happen. So It's just an option right now, which is very difficult, but Barcelona should prioritize that first above all. They should really go against the league and try to pressure him, or not pressure him, pressure the club to try and get a deal done. So that will be priority number one. So as a secondary option, Barcelona are taking a look into Andreas Christensen. Andreas Christensen, as we know, he has not played a single minute with Sarri's Chelsea this season. He just doesn't fit into his plans, and while taking into account that Sarri is one that doesn't change their team, similar to Valverde, someone like Christensen is just being surplus to requirements. So in that sense, Barcelona could bring him in a very cheap deal. I think Barcelona could get him for at least, what, 15 million to 20. I think that's the range where Barcelona could strike a deal. And the problem with Andreas Christensen is not actually the player, because I believe he's wonderful. We've seen how good he can be with Borussia Mönchengladbach and also with Chelsea in Conte's second season. But the problem is that he just will make too many consequences at the end. Like, the only way I see Christensen working, if it's next season the club is ready to part ways with Gerard Piqué and give him right away like a managerial role, not managerial, like a staff role or something, because there's no way the club is gonna have 5 center backs. So what are we gonna do with Umtiti, Piqué, De Ligt, Christensen and Umtiti? Who are gonna play? Obviously Umtiti and Piqué. So the only way to get other 3 young center backs in our club is to part ways with Piqué. That's the only way it would work, and the only way I would be able to guarantee that it will work. How many times have I said it will work? And then the final option is actually getting a veteran footballer in the club, which for me this could also work good. Like if the option for the league doesn't work, we could go with a veteran footballer. And the veteran footballer that they're looking at is someone like Branislav Ivanovic, which, okay, he has 10 years with Chelsea. He played also center back with Zenit St. Petersburg. Okay, he's a good overall good player, but at 35 years old, I mean, you could find veterans that are younger than him. So come on, Barcelona, you can do better than this. So as you can see, guys, my camera is running out with battery, so I'm gonna quickly sum up what I think, in my opinion, I would do. The best option for me for Barcelona is to get a player in loan. Get somebody, a center back, a possible center back like Benatia, for instance. Get him on loan. Get him right now on loan. Someone which is a good footballer, like around 30, 31 years old. Get him back into the club with a loan with a 6-month deal, and then shift part ways with him, or have an option to buy, for instance. Because if we're gonna be the league at the end of the day and we are still not ready to part ways with Gerard Piqué, there's no point in us getting a center back in the winter transfer window. So the best way, like I will say, will be to be a loan player in for just 6 months. That'll be for me the best option we should try out. Hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video. Please remember to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe. Turn on the bell notification icon and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.